Hello, everybody.
Hey everybody, it's another In the Wild SK treasure hunt. It's about 103 degrees today in Oklahoma, so it is hard to get out of the house to do anything when it's so hot outside. But we're gonna check out one of our favorite stores that usually has a pretty interesting book collection, and we'll see what they've got on the shelves.
Yeah, I was actually super thirsty. We were actually at another place. I got so thirsty, and Daddy was like burning, so we both had to go back to the car.
It is important to stay hydrated.
Maybe the rest of her body got, I don't know.
It's pretty high for first edition of It in good condition. Quite high indeed. This is the Cemetery Dance release of Wendy's Button Box. $50. Might not be a bad deal. I don't know. I actually don't know. What I really appreciate about this seller is that they shelve things. Well, this has obviously been gone over by people, but generally speaking, they shelve their stuff in chronological order. Copy of the Bachman books is in the locking case. I didn't see it. Huh. Well, that's okay. So yeah, stuff in chronological order. The collections separated out. This first edition of Different Seasons definitely has some wear, some discoloring, but it is a first edition and it's $30, which seems like a decent deal. No number line on the copyright page, priced dust jacket, and lettering in copper and blue on the spine. Interesting. That would be a decent deal for somebody. And let's see. Skeleton Crew. So right out of the gate with this, I can see no price on the jacket, no number line. So that is a book club edition of some stripe. It is not listed as a first edition. So, I mean, honesty and marketing right there, $15. So it's not a bad deal for a nice looking book that would look good on your shelf. You can tell it's just paper all around. That's another classic telltale of a book club edition. There's no cloth on the spine like there would have been on the first. Carry obviously catches the eye, as it always does, but easy to tell right out of the gate that it's a later edition because it's the same height as newer books. And of course the original had a shorter trim size similar to this. But it's $38 for a book club edition that has some condition issues. That's not such a great deal. It is interesting though. Firestarter, also no price inside the jacket, so book club edition, you can tell right out of the gate. It's marked as such, book club edition, $16. So not a great deal, not a terrible deal to have something attractive on your shelf. This Cujo, also no price on the jacket. And yeah, no price on the jacket. So it's a book club edition of some stripe, $24. But what's interesting about this is that this does have cloth over the spine. So depending on what book it is, what era, what publisher, it can be hard to tell. Modern book club editions generally are just visually poorer quality right out of the get-go, but this is some kind of book club edition, at least jacket, on this book, and the book has cloth on the spine, so it's pretty attractive. I'm actually kind of curious if that might be a first edition book in an unpriced jacket. That happens sometimes too, but $24, it's an interesting mystery for somebody to solve. Dead Zone definitely has some issues right out of the gate. I could tell that it has cloth over the spine, which is intriguing. It does have a clipped jacket. Somebody didn't want somebody else to see how much their Christmas gift cost several years ago. And check out the copyright page. The lowest number is 3, so that's a first edition third printing for $12. It would be an interesting placeholder on somebody's shelf. That's probably a good fair deal for that, $12. There's also Eyes of the Dragon, which has the proper foil on the cover. I don't know if you can see it. It has the scales on the cover as well. So those are all good things. Green end papers. Does have, somebody wrote in it and then somebody else marked it out. Cloth over the spine. And no number line or any indication of a later printing on the copyright page. That is a first edition for $30. There's a few issues to the jacket. A couple of tears, closed tears, some wear. But overall, scratch there. So it does have some issues, but overall, $30 for a first of Eyes of the Dragon. It's also probably a pretty fair deal. I like this seller. I've never met them, but they generally know their stuff and price things fairly and accordingly, which I appreciate. So, book club edition of Salem's Lot would also look nice as a placeholder on the shelf because it's the proper height as the first. Has the same dust jacket. Since this is a double day, it's really obvious. Right inside the jacket it says book club edition. The binding is all wrong, red on red, and the paper is so poor quality you can literally see a line down the middle, which is kind of comical. But $30 for a book club edition of Salem's Lot with some issues to the jacket. That might be a fair deal. I'm not 100% sure. I'm curious about the gutter code though. If I can see the gutter code, but it's stuck down inside 2 glued pages. So I'm not going to try to tear those apart to see the gutter code. But I'm always curious. These book club editions started coming out pretty quickly after the first editions, and it can be neat to find a book club edition that's pretty close to the actual first. But anyway, just another interesting thing. Special shout out to brand new channel sponsor, StephenKingCollector.com. If you haven't been to that website in a while, you really need to go check it out. Thomas, the founder, owner, operator, basically one-man operation behind The Collector, is one of the original, the OG Stephen King collecting experts. And he does a lot of work all the time for the benefit of people like you, people like me, people in the Stephen King collecting community. I have referenced his website, information I've gotten from his website from my videos. My videos would not be what they are without the support and resources that I have gained from the SK Collector website. So what I'm going to do over the next several months is I'm going to take turns, probably one thing per month, and I'm going to highlight an aspect of the website that you may not be familiar with. What I'm going to talk about first are the tabs for buying books. So Thomas periodically has book sales, but what he does on a regular basis through his website is direct people toward other websites, online booksellers generally, where they can find some of these really, really rare and really, really beautiful books. So my channel shows them. If you've ever seen something where you're like, oh, I wish I could have that on my shelf, go to skcollector.com, click the links, which I will show a picture of here on the website. If you're interested in a US limited edition, you can click the US tab, go in, look for the title that you're interested in, click it, and within that page, there will be very, very recent current links to websites where you can actually buy these materials. It's fascinating, even if you don't end up buying anything, just to check and keep tabs on what the collecting market looks like. But it can be very daunting to know where to start. Thomas has your back. Thomas is scouring the internet every single month and updating these links and updating them on his website. I'm going to put the links to the collector website. It's already on my channel. I'm going to put the link in the description to this video, as well as the link to the Buy US Limiteds, Buy UK Limiteds. I highly encourage you to check it out. He makes the needle in the haystack aspect of Stephen King collecting much more manageable, much more manageable. He is an invaluable resource to the Stephen King collecting community, and he is also now a sponsor of this YouTube channel. So thank you very much, Thomas, and back to our regularly scheduled programming. There's always some interesting stuff to look at in that particular booth. I don't know who that seller is, but they obviously, like me, care very much about Stephen King and scour the area, apparently, or online, looking for great deals that they can then pass along while at their booth. And, you know, not all the deals were amazing, but most of the deals were good. And so I feel like that's a good seller with good intentions to give people a good deal and help fellow collectors grow their collections. So anyway, say goodbye. Until next time, everybody, take care of yourselves, and we will talk to you later.